Hey girls, so today we are back and we are going to be covering a live that Foodie Beauty did a couple of days ago. Actually, this is like a week old already.
The one that we're watching right now is a week old?
Yeah. But I feel like it's a very important one to watch and also to give you some backstory to this, or I guess some context to this video. Foodie Beauty was raging the whole morning before she went live for this live. And she was calling out her subscribers, calling them obsessed idiots, and saying that they were super invasive about all of her finances and if she takes out payday loans, and basically ended it with saying, if you don't love me and kiss my ass, you will be blocked. Bye. You will be replaced. You always are.
That's crazy. Like, you have to kiss my ass, otherwise I'm blocking you.
Basically, that is, yeah. And she always has this attitude when she's, like, fighting with Nodder, usually. Or when she's not getting her way with Nodder. So, but she was saying that it was about the viewers, right? They're criticizing her because they think that she's with Nodder and all this BS. So, this live that we're about to watch came after that whole rage, which was the whole day basically. So she came pretty, like, a lot later than she usually does. So to keep that in mind. And now I think that's it. We can just get to watching. I think that's all the context you really need.
All right.
You'll see.
I'm ready.
Alrighty, so let's start.
It's not the haters. I don't give a fuck about them.
So remember, she had been raging at her VIBs, all the subscribers. Well, actually, all of her subscribers on her community tab post. But the first line that comes out of her mouth, as soon as she does come on live, is, it's not about the haters.
It's not about the haters. It's not about all the shit I've been talking about.
Yeah, but that's the person she's been lashing out at all day. So, something to keep in mind.
I feel alone because it's so obvious. Nobody understands what it's like to be getting out of a fucking narcissistic, abusive, fucking piece of shit relationship.
Nobody understands why you keep
Nobody
going.
gets it.
That's what nobody understands. You know?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like she acts all the time like she's the only person who has ever been through an abusive relationship, or like she calls it a narcissistic, right? I think that's what she said, narcissistic abusive relationship. Like, she's not the only person who has gone through that. I'm not saying that everyone has gone through that, right? Obviously, but she's not the only one. So for her to come on here and be like, no one understands what I'm saying, it's like, come on, girl, let's be realistic too, you know, and take some accountability too. But you know, that's gonna be the topic, I guess, of the whole video probably.
Nobody gets it, or just people hate me so much they're willing to support a fucking rapist, fucking abuser. That's real nice. That's real nice.
So of course she comes back and she's mad at Nodder, and now again he's all these words, right? He's an R word, and what else did she call him? Anyway, whatever, abusive. And when she's with him and people call him those things or criticize him for, or her or him for those things, she gets all defensive and says, like, you guys don't even know the whole story or whatever. She always gets super defensive. But when she's mad at Nodder, it's fine to say those things. Yeah. She will say those things. That's okay for her to do.
She could talk about him, but nobody else could talk about her man.
Especially when she's with him.
Yeah.
Right? But when she's not with him, talk all the shit you want.
Even the people.
Anyone can talk all the shit they want if she's mad at him. But if she's not mad at him, and you even bring up anything that she's mentioned about him that's negative, she loses her shit at you. That's how you know also that she's back with him. So of course she's upset, so now he's all these bad things, right? And I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just saying keep it consistent.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
And obviously when I was with him, I want to defend him and lie for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was my bad. But Whatever.
But whatever, doesn't matter.
Exactly. So
That's
you, the viewer, support. If you support him, you are this terrible person. What are you doing? And she says she recognizes, and I know I supported him for, I don't know what she said, a year or whatever. But whatever.
But whatever.
You know,
Who
it's
cares?
like, okay,
Doesn't matter.
so when somebody else does it, it's the end of the world. But when you do it because, you know, you love him or whatever the case might be, it's fine. But when people call you out on the same thing, they're the ones that are wrong. Like, they are wrong, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that don't know what they're talking about. They're just criticizing. They're just judging.
The thing is, she doesn't want anybody to call her out on anything, you know?
Exactly. And that's the whole time. Like, anything. You'll see. You will see. Okay.
And no one knows what I went through. And I have to watch him sit there with his fucking ugly face and her ugly face. No, I don't have to watch them. But yes, I try to avoid it. And it's all over the fucking internet.
We gotta sit here through your ugly face.
Damn.
Just saying.
Coming in spicy today.
Just saying.
But also, like, if it's that bad for her, she says she feels that she has to see his face and her face because they're on the internet and it's hard to escape from them when she's on, I'm assuming, YouTube. And it's affecting her to this degree. Dude, take a break from the internet.
That's what she needs. Yeah.
She really does. And I understand that it's difficult for her because obviously this is like her livelihood at the same time. But I feel at the end of the day, your mental health should take, you know, priority to, I mean, I think she could be, well, maybe not now, but she could be like off a little bit more, like off of YouTube, and she should be good if she obviously manages her money better. But again, that's wishing and hoping for way too much from Foodie Beauty. But just saying, right? The best thing I feel for her would be to
get off the internet.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know, turn off, like stop paying attention to all the comments, you know? Just kind of, like, record, do your own thing, focus on you, stop talking about Nader, you know? You'll stop paying attention to all these, like, comments that are, like, triggering you and, like, making...
Yeah.
You know? Like, I feel like that would probably help out, too.
Oh, for sure. But then also, she's saying that also seeing the fact that he's live, I'm assuming he pops up on her recommended because she watches him all the time.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, if he's live, it's going to pop up. So, it's causing her... Like, she can't not click on that notification, basically, is what I'm interpreting her words as. That's what I'm saying. If it's to that degree, just chill and step back from the internet and kind of figure out the next step for her, you know? But she doesn't. Instead, she comes online to keep the cycle going of just regurgitating the same information. And here we are listening to it.
And he's so fucking fake. He just tried calling me at 3 in the fucking morning. I blocked and deleted him since, but was woken up at 3 in the morning, asked him to show you his messages. 3 in the morning, him calling me. I didn't answer it. But, yeah, I should have gotten away earlier and should have left him alone, left earlier, but I didn't. So what?
Yeah.
And again, like she said, I should have gotten away earlier. Yeah, I know, right? That's what one of her VIBs told her. I should have gotten away earlier, but I didn't. So what? And yeah, okay, like that's the reality of a lot of abusive relationships is they don't leave the first time. But at this point, it's been like 20 times or who knows how many times. I'm not keeping count. But at this point, I feel like she's at the point where she needs to take a little bit of accountability for her always going back also. Like, I understand that it must be difficult, but I feel that, you know, there's only so much leeway to that reasoning of, like, it's hard to leave. It's like, you keep going back. I don't know. Like, I feel at that point she has to take some kind of accountability. And all she says is when someone tries to like, let her see that, it's, so what? Like, she gets all defensive, of course. Yeah. Instead of realizing, like, hey, maybe they're actually giving me, even though it hurts, like maybe this viewer is giving me an actual like piece of advice that it's like a sincere piece of advice, like, hey, you like realize this now, you should have left sooner. And instead of like saying like, yeah, you're right, like I need to really, you know, analyze the situation and analyze why I keep going back and like why I didn't let go of this man sooner that was abusing me all the time. No, she doesn't react that way. She gets mad and says, so what? And gets super defensive.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah, she does that all the time too.
I'm trying to not care about him. Like, my fucking bad. You know what I discovered about this fucking asshole? The more you care about him, the more he uses it against you.
No shit.
And you know what? Doesn't that sound like that's something new? She said, you know what I learned about this guy, right? Mm-hmm. So doesn't that sound new? It almost seems to me that he did something recently, mm-hmm. and this whole time they're supposed to not be talking, okay? But I feel like he did something to her, like probably that same day, and that's why she was raging at everybody. Mm-hmm. And now she's on here crying. And I feel it's because he probably told her something and got her in this pissy mood, and then she lashed out at the only people she could lash out at because she can't talk the same shit to Nutter. Right? That's how I feel when I see this. And now she's coming on here way at the end of the day crying, you know? Because why are you just going to bring that up? Like, oh, I learned that the more you love him, the more he uses it against you. Like, that sounds so general, but at the same time, it's like, it sounds like there's something there that's new. You know? Like, she should have been knowing that.
She just discovered this.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, seriously. Fucking uses it against you.
That's crazy. We've all been seeing this.
But she hasn't. That's the thing. And I feel like she has. She just...
Yeah, well, Dimitri, now I have to...
doesn't want to admit it to herself. Yeah, I don't want to say she hasn't been seeing it, because I feel genuinely that she has. She just ignores all the signs because she wants that attention from Nutter.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense, like... That's probably why she's been, like, blocking everybody who says anything or...
For sure.
You know, all these things that are making sense, you know? It's easier to just block them and ignore and pretend.
That's not the case. That's not the reality of the situation. But how long can you really live life like that, though?
Well, maybe. I mean... Maybe
she's made it 38 years, right? Yeah, it's working for somebody.
Exactly.
The fact that I fucking did so much for him and how stupid I was. And now I'm seeing everything. And I don't think I can handle it.
See, she said, now I'm seeing everything. Like, what changed?
I just want to lay in bed and be high all the time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what made this newfound, like, epiphany that she had? What caused it?
Well, she said... Well, I think she just said that, you know, the less attention you give him, you know, the less he cares, right?
Oh, did he say that? Right? I didn't catch
that. Is that what
she
said?
Yeah, she might have said that, yeah.
Or I think the more you care...
Well, she said the one that... She said that the more attention... No. The more you do for him or the more you love him, the more he uses it against you.
He uses that against you. So maybe, like, I don't know. I mean, she's been, like, kind of, like, supposedly been staying away from him, right? So maybe she's, like, paying less attention to him. And then he's, like, all right, like, now she's really not fucking with me. So, let me just leave her alone or whatever. Or you know, maybe he said something and made her think, like, you know, kick rocks.
Probably.
And
Probably that one.
You know?
Like, I was following with you on the first one, but I feel like once you get to know, like, Foodie Beauty, Chantal, and Nutter, like, a little bit better, you get to see the cycle more. Mm-hmm. You're not going to give them that benefit of her that benefit of the doubt that he's coming to her. Yeah, it always seems like she's coming to him, and he lets her come back in. For what reason? I mean, that's up for people to debate, right? But that's what it always seems like. Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to do. Well, I know I deserve better. Believe me, I don't want him. Believe me, at this point, it's past that.
But she says that every time. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to believe when she says it again, you know?
He is manipulative. He did manipulate. He's absolutely. And then the whole thing with May, like, I don't fucking know. Like, when you're with somebody, you don't want to.
May, I've mentioned to you, is the woman that's claiming that Nader SA'd her. When she came into Canada and for business, I think it was, and she wanted to meet him.
Gotcha.
And he did meet her. I think that's kind of been established that he did meet her. But then she's claiming that something illegal happened, and he's claiming that it didn't happen. So that's what she's commenting on right now.
Gotcha.
That they could be possible and they could be capable of doing anything like that. Oh, why the hell would you want to think that?
And I don't disagree with her. Like, why would you want to think that of the person you love, right? But if you're presented with all this evidence...
Yeah, you think you'd stop loving that person.
Or at least question them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It seems like he explained it away to her and she just, whatever, like she believed it. It doesn't seem like she questioned who was telling the truth in that situation. And I'm not saying she's saying the truth or, like, I'm not saying Nader saying the truth and I'm not saying this May woman is saying the truth, but I'm just saying, like, she should have been a little more... She should have analyzed the situation a little bit more, in my opinion, right? I know she doesn't want to admit it to herself and think that way of somebody she loves, but, you know, you also got to see the facts. You can't just because you don't want to see it doesn't mean you're going to close your eyes and not see it even if it's there, right? And I feel like that's what she did in a sense. She kind of just blindly believed what Nader said, you know?
Yeah.
Just like dumb over there going after everything he fucking done.
Talking about Didi.
But then if I think about things, like, why did you even go to the hotel? Why? Why would you go to the... Not even just that. Why would you even not even tell me about it? Like, I did see him that day. I did. I'm pretty sure I did because I did see him that day. I sent pictures of food to my friend that day, showing what we made, and then I went home, and then he must have done it when I was gone home. And then in between the time that I was at home and coming back, like, what?
I mean, if a guy wants to see another woman, and he's dedicated to seeing her, like, he's gonna figure it out.
He's gonna make it happen.
Exactly. In between the time that you were doing this and that and the other, like, he can find time.
Yeah.
Trust me. So, see, that's like a reason that he probably gave her. Like, oh, when would I have done it? I was with you the whole day. But it's like, if you realize that you were gone for, say, 2 hours, I don't know, that could have been enough time for him to do something. Mm-hmm. So I would be like, hey, well, still, that doesn't 100% absolve you of the possibility that you could have done it. You know, that's how I feel like a lot of people would think of it that way. You know, but Foodie Beauty, in that moment, she just heard what Nader told her and kind of ran with that.
And then the gonorrhea. Yeah, I can't get past that.
Because he gave her gonorrhea.
Just, like, literally, like, I would try so hard to, like, try to like, I can show you my search history, the amount of time, like, ways I tried to search for it to be, like, even remotely possible.
Anyway.
She went to the doctor and she was diagnosed as having gonorrhea, right? So that's not up for debate. But he claims that he didn't have gonorrhea and that he was never diagnosed or treated for gonorrhea, right? It was only her. So then he said, well, then it has to be you that was cheating on me. Dang. But in reality, what a lot of people at this point, I feel, assume that he did have gonorrhea, but he was just lying to her because otherwise then he obviously had to pass it to her, right? So then I think he even tried to, like, let her believe that it's because she doesn't clean herself enough down there. Damn. And that could be what caused the gonorrhea. Yeah. And she believed it. She came, well, I mean, I think she has a little more common sense than that, but maybe I'm giving her too much credit. She did, I do vaguely remember, because this was a while ago, but that she came on live and said, hey, like, you know, obviously when she told everybody what what had happened. And she said, oh, that, could you really get gonorrhea? Like, she asked the audience, could you really get gonorrhea from being dirty? And everyone was like, no, girl, like, that's not how it works. And she would still kind of come back to that, like, still wanting to believe it in a sense. And she still does that now, I feel. Like, when she's back on with him, of course. Mm-hmm. But when she's not on with him, well, he's the one that gave me gonorrhea. And
all of a sudden it was him. And
of course.
She started saying the truth all of a sudden.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just really hate him. Like, really bad. I know. It's all. Yeah, I'm understanding, Golden Girl. What happened, and now I can't breathe.
I'm surprised she's
like, what the
this
fuck?
emotional about it, considering this is like the who knows how many times that they've broken up.
He's so awful, and he just stands there and cooks and looks like...
You would think it would get a little easier for her.
Yeah,
she still has so much emotion, it's surprising.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Like the crazy one, yeah, because I'm the one who has to fucking suffer now, and he can just sit there and like nothing. He doesn't have to get away with it at all. Because I didn't press charges on him. Will that haunt me? If I drop the charges, maybe.
That's another thing, too.
Maybe it will.
It's like, now she's asking, now that she's not, she's arguing with him now or not with him.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's asking, will dropping the charges haunt me? She's already dropped the charges. But now she's asking, oh, will it haunt me? Kind of like leading the audience to believe that whatever she claims happened to her, right?
Yeah.
But then when she's back with him, the way she justified it was, oh, well, I kind of, like, whatever happened did happen, but I might have kind of exaggerated, like, the severity of it or the story.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, it's, when you're with him, he didn't SA you. He's the best guy ever. Mm-hmm. And when you're not with him, he's this terrible R-word, and he SA'd you, and he did all this kinds of stuff to you. It's like, well, how does she expect her audience not to doubt what she says when she goes from two extremes?
Yeah, she says one thing, and then when he's like paying attention to her and stuff, she says something different.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's even willing to drop charges. I mean, and like that kind of says a lot,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But then she turns around and gets upset at her audience for doubting her claims that he did, whatever she says he did to her. So it's kind of also, again, she needs to take some accountability for why people might not trust every word that she says. It's not because people just assume that she's lying because of no reason, right? It's because she's constantly changing her stories on what, and in general, she changes her stories, as to what happened. And she is always lying about insignificant things. Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes you wonder, well, if you're willing to lie about this insignificant thing, well, what's to say that you're not lying about a lot of insignificant things? And then that's a slippery slope, Yeah. Once that is in the mind of the viewers, and they're going to think, well, what's to say that you're not lying about everything, And that's where a lot of people are at this point.
I am back. That's why I'm crying. It's not who he really is. Like, who he shows everybody, he's a fucking liar. He's a serial liar. She's a serial liar. They're such big liars.
She's a big liar.
And people would rather hate me than actually, no.
How cute is Sam?
It's a pretty fluffy cat.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever. The only thing I can really do is, honestly, I have to really not, keep him blocked everywhere. Not even give a shit if I don't see him for a couple days. I don't care if you're dead in a ditch anymore. You're dead to me. You might as well be dead in a ditch. Cause
I feel like she said that before, no?
Oh, I'm sure she has. Different variations of this. Yeah. She's also said, I need to keep him blocked. That's the one thing that I need to do so that I don't talk to him. She said this I don't know how many times at this point. But she still turns around and ends up unblocking him. And then that's how they end up talking again.
She can't help it.
They both do it, though. It's not just all on her. He does the same thing, too, but then lies about it. I mean, she lies about it, too, but she's a worse liar than him. And, well, actually, they're both terrible liars. Let me just leave it there.
Yeah.
Me, you're dead. Gone. Under the ground, 6 feet under. I cannot look at him. I will be ignoring every messages that get sent
That's
to me.
what she should have already been doing, though.
Like, I cannot fucking
And she knows.
look at him. He doesn't have a heart. He doesn't have one at all. Like, I see this now. So goodbye.
See, why now? Like, you know what I mean? It almost kind of feels like she's leaving something out.
Like something happened.
Like something happened in the last night and she doesn't want to say anything. You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's how he really is, yeah. Heartless piece of crap. And this is even giving him fuel right now, so let's not talk about him. Block. He is blocked. Block. He is blocked.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
He is blocked, but he was unblocked a couple hours ago when she's claiming that he called her. So it's like, yeah, he might be blocked at one moment and then unblocked the next.
And I guess I'm just tired of people saying the same shit over and over. Oh, you were with him, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't know the fucking shit I'm doing internally. Just stay the fuck away.
That might be the case. I just feel like
She's using Dee right now.
makes it harder on herself. I'm sure she's, thinks she's doing a lot to try and stay away from him, but she's making it harder for herself by still going on YouTube and, like, seeing him and watching his streams and keeping tabs on him.
Yeah.
It's like she's not fully removing herself from that situation. So how does she expect to heal herself, right, and forget about him?
It's never going to get any better,
Exactly.
She's got to let go.
But that's the thing she's having such a hard time doing, it seems.
Oh, do you think you look fucking superior, Jeffrey Dahmer? You look like an idiot just like I did buying all his groceries. And let me guess, what shitty fucking hotel did you guys get bed bugs from last night?
No, all of a sudden.
Or this week, or whenever. Because I'm
That's what
guaranteed
they
you
would-
can't do anything by his fucking self.
That's what all her viewers would tell her when she was over there in those 1-star hotels with Nutter. But now all of a sudden, because she's not in the picture, now Dee Dee's over here, like, getting bed bugs, apparently.
Bed bugs.
But not her. Of
Of course
course. Of course.
Go to Gatineau by himself. He didn't even have money for 1 pack of cigarettes by himself.
And you're still crying over this man, dude.
That's
Like,
the thing.
reevaluate
That's
the
the
fact
thing.
that you... Go ahead.
No, go. Yeah.
Oh, the fact that, just reevaluate the fact that she's shit-talking this man who she says, I mean, not that money's everything, but it's like she's kind of made it a point that he ain't shit as an individual. And he's also she's having to pay for his cigarettes and just everything in general. It's like, why are you crying over him then? What does he provide? You know what I mean? Like, how is it so hard to let go of this guy if he's literally doing nothing for her?
Exactly.
Except for attention, I guess then that must be why it's so hard.
I mean, that's all she needs. I mean, but it's crazy. I mean, she has all these signs and all these things that he has shown her that, like, that should make her want to, like, leave him and, look
You
for
would
someone
think.
else or something, but she's still there.
She's still there and crying. She's still there and crying.
For him, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a detox. You have to stay away. You also know if you see him, it's like having a start detox.
It's like she's forcing out a cry a little bit there, I feel like.
That's just a lot harder than I thought. Not because I want him, you don't get it. It's not that. It's just the whole
You don't get it, okay?
fucking year.
The whole year, but it could have been like a month. She saw enough red flags. I think they broke up the first time a month in.
Like, I don't even...
But
I
she
mean,
chose to
I
keep
don't
going
even-
back, and she's been going back since then.
Damn, since back then.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly when, right?
Yeah.
But it was really early on where she saw the red flags and other viewers told her, hey, this is weird, this doesn't sound right, like, be careful. And she was like, no, it's fine, no, it's cool. I like that he treats me this way. Oh, he's a dom. I love that, it's like she just kept dismissing it and giving like excuses for his behavior so early on.
She was in the moment.
Yeah.
She finally found the guy.
Yeah.
That'll give her attention. All of a sudden, this guy's all interested. And
for sure.
she don't care about what anybody had to say.
Yeah, but then don't come back a year later and say a whole year, It's like, it's just so frustrating,
Yeah.
Watch. So if you're trying to get my attention by gifting subs or whatever, I seen him like for like 1 minute. I don't watch it because I can't. So have fun. But if I ever catch wind of like people that are supposed to be in here, like I don't want people here giving him attention. He doesn't deserve it. So if you really support me, then don't support him.
So if you support her, you can't support him. But yet, so she's trying to control her whole audience. But yet, when they have any questions to ask her about anything, she gets super defensive, and then says that they're too invasive and all this and that and the other. They're trying to control her. I'm not gonna live my life based off of how somebody else wants me to live it. Is like her go-to line when she's pissed off and with Nutter. And now all of a sudden, it's okay for her to tell her subscribers what they can and can't do and who they can and can't watch, right?
They ain't kissing your ass.
What, Jello? Mm-hmm. I think it was just like, well, what happened was like, remember whenever I seen him in Gatineau walking around, I got all like worried because we didn't see him. And so
this is how she started talking to him again.
I do have
he hadn't been live in a while, and she got worried.
Plain cheeseburgers, hi! I don't know why he called me. Like, I messaged him, like, are you okay? Remember, like, I told you I messaged him that, are you okay? Like, just to see. Well...
Like, just to see. Like, already minimizing what she had done. Unblocking him and contacting him. But she's minimizing it by saying, just to see. I'm just trying to see if he's okay. Right? Yeah. That's how it starts. That's how the first contact always starts. She's just being a good person.
H. With H, I was like, you should reblock him. And then I was like, yeah, but I was like so high or whatever, and I didn't. I left that door open. So
they told her viewers told her, right?
You should block him.
But I was so high that I didn't block him. Right, again, it's always an excuse for her actions.
She's got a reason. She was quick with it, too.
Yeah.
She's like, I did, but I was like...
Yeah. Damn. Well, she's been doing that shit, I mean, at least the past year, but definitely probably longer, It's just been more obvious to her viewers because she's been live streaming her life, and there's no more editing, you know?
Yeah.
So then... No, he woke up. I woke up to like him calling me on Messenger at 3 a.m.
And then she answered. Hold on, she gotta think of her lie real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on.
She needs a long pause for this lie. She's really like, damn, I backed myself into that corner.
She's like, where's my cat? My cat
she always does that too, and people say that, cat deflection. She always deflects from the situation with her cats because they're always around her.
And I was like, why did you call me?
So she answered.
And I just like...
Right, she answered because she said, well, why did you call me? And I want to say, and I think we missed that little tidbit earlier in the video, she said earlier in the video, he called me at 3 a.m. I didn't answer him. She said that. Earlier in the video.
She did.
And now she just said, right?
Yeah, she asked him, why'd you call me?
Why'd you call me? So obviously, I'm assuming that means she answered the phone call. Either that or she texted him that.
Maybe she was thinking out loud.
Nah. She literally said, come on, you're giving her too much of a pass for that one.
And then...
Thinking of more lies. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just get mad and not mad.
And now it's just a change of topic completely. So that's why I'm saying, like, I feel that he told her something and it made her get all in her feelings at 3 a.m. And that's why she was up at freaking who knows what time, but I think it was really early her time, like 6 a.m. her time, raging at her subscribers saying, "Look at you. Who am I sleeping? I'm sleeping in my own bed, and I don't know what." Because they were saying that she was with Nutter.
Oh,
so she posted a picture saying on her community tab saying, "Look, I'm at home, so suck it," basically.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel that the whole freaking day she was over here berating all of her viewers through her community tab post. That's my opinion. I feel that she's leaving out whatever he told her that's setting her off and making her behave this way.
Yeah, you could tell there's something there. There's something like, there's a reason why
she has like a chip on her shoulder. Like, it's not just from the last year. I mean, probably added on to the last year, but I think that there's something recent that happened that she's trying to keep back.
Yeah.
And, for what reason, we don't know, but I'm sure eventually we'll find out.
When I think about, like, everything, when I think about, like, there's just so many, like, what even was real? Was anything real? Like, anything? And, like, how can you take so much from somebody and just be a piece of shit to them and just be abusive to them? That's it. I got nothing out of it. Like, nothing. But more psychiatric problem.
I mean,
well, people try to warn you.
Also, she's not lying. She was bad before this. She has always struggled with her mental health, but it does seem that her mental health has gotten worse since she met Nodder. But also, in the time that she met Nodder, she's also been live streaming a lot more, and I feel like that's given her a lot more attention, and negative attention at that. So, is it really Nodder that caused this, like, decline in her mental health, or is it other factors as well? Something to think about. But of course, she's gonna blame it on Nodder.
Of course.
This is the last ounce of attention.
You get her even crying just saying that. Because, she's thinking about the reality of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even if it means that I have to just put up with people supporting him online or him talking shit.
Also, duh.
Like, just ignore him, damn.
You do. She does have to stop.
Yeah, I have to go see somebody because I can't do. Like I said, all I want to do is just lay in bed.
Me too, girl.
2 edibles. Thanks, Dad.
But is that really because of Nodder, though? Again,
No,
I'm sure he doesn't help the situation, but she's always been lazy and not wanting to do anything.
Yeah.
Is that really because of Nodder, though? Like, again.
Now she just has somebody to blame.
Exactly. Instead of herself.
Exactly.
At all. I did not see him at all. I did not drive him anywhere.
She doesn't say I didn't talk to him. No.
I think it's because, like, people don't realize how fucking hard, like, it. I'm not watching it. I don't watch it. Honestly, I don't. My God, I don't. I'm not watching it. I'm not going there ever again. Like, even if it kills me.
She doesn't watch him, okay?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Like, the first thing he ever said to me, I don't lie and I don't cheat. Those are the biggest things he's ever done.
That should have been her first
Did I
red
give
flag.
myself gonorrhea?
Like, if you don't lie and you don't cheat, she will find that out in time. That you are loyal and that you are honest.
Yeah.
So why the first thing that comes out of your mouth is you don't lie and you don't cheat? To me, that would have been like, girl, run. First red flag right there is the fact that he's trying to make you believe off the bat that he's not like that.
Yeah,
It's like, a little, ahead of the game, trying to defend himself before she's even said anything.
Something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, but he doesn't lie and he doesn't cheat, okay?
When I think about it, like, at the time, I was like, maybe he's right. Like, I have no proof, so I may as well just not even focus on it, Snaggletooth was just threatening an old mod with violence the other day. An old one, too. An older lady.
He was threatening an older lady
Recently?
with violence.
I guess she wasn't right about
like
me
last
after all.
week, I guess. I didn't see the stream, but I guess the gist of it is that somehow this ex-mod upset him. And then he came at her during a live stream saying, like, that, I'm assuming implying that he was going to hurt her in some way.
Right.
And apparently she's an old lady, like, older. And of course he always comes at women, right? Not men.
Of course.
Well, and if he does come at men, it's over. at men, it's always over the internet.
Well, yeah, because in person, he's about to get beat up.
Sorry, but if you think that he's the good one, you have problems. Like,
I don't think most people
We-
think that he's the good one. I think most people just have come to the realization that they're both bad. Or they're both shitty people. I mean, maybe one more than the other. But I don't think anyone's, saying that there's a good and a bad side at this point.
anyways, you're gonna have good luck with. It wasn't even. Look, I dropped my charges for you because I did it out of love for you and wanting to be with you, and you don't deserve it. So I will never ever help you again in life. I've have him blocked everywhere. For real, I'm fucking done, and that's probably what hit a nerve. I'm fucking tired of people. I'm trying so hard to fucking move on and like not slip up and everything. And anyways, he fucking Sour Patch Babe. You're a big fucking liar. Honestly, he's like, of course I have him blocked. Yes, and I haven't seen him since, like I said. So I'm trying to. Most of us can see through his bullshit. He's so fake online. He's so full of shit. Like, he just talks in circles. Look, even when I even called him to ask him a question, he didn't even answer.
She talks in circles. And she literally just said, whenever I called him to ask him a question, he literally just talked in circles. I mean, she could be referring to any other time.
Right.
But why bring that up right now? Like, it seems like it's something new. But yet she said she didn't answer the call.
Of them. Why? He's vague like that. He's vague like that as a manipulation. I swear I've learned this. Like, this is how he is.
Probably.
He just manipulates and manipulates and manipulates. So that one bitch who used to be a fucking beezer, OBSO or whatever, gifted memberships. Good luck. Nobody's even going to be watching. I'm not going to be. So the attention you wanted, and don't ever fucking think about coming in here again. Like, you just gifted somebody, like an abuser, memberships. Good for you. And yes, I did support him for a year. That's on me. I was under his spell for a whole year, and even now.
So I'm not liable.
Yeah,
I did support him for a year, but that's on me. So then, by that same logic, your viewer, right, that gifted him whatever subscriptions or whatever they're called, then that's on her, right? By that same logic, because if you can hate her for helping him, then when you do it, your viewers can also feel some type of way about you, and that's what she doesn't realize or doesn't want to realize.
Fucking wearing off. I really, 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 really was like he was only nice so I could drop the charges. Yeah, I know. Oh well, that's something I have to live with, I guess. I mean, and he has to live. I hope karma's real, and I hope he gets his. Because I did nothing to him but love him, and he did. You don't even.
Karma's real, and she's going through this. Wouldn't she stop and think like, hey, maybe he's my karma? Like,
no, because why would she have karma coming towards her? Like,
of course,
bad karma, I guess.
That's right. Of course, it's only the people that do her dirty that have bad karma.
Exactly.
I missed that part.
No, like, well, you guys know a lot of it because every time it would happen, I would come on and be like, I just left him at the pharmacy for screaming at me. Like, you were screaming at me while I'm trying to pay for your fucking gonorrhea medication. That you gave me. You gave me an STD.
Why would she even pay for that?
And you didn't tell me about it.
Because he doesn't have the money to pay for it himself.
Well, she done. If you gave me gonorrhea, I bet you pay for that shit your damn self.
I mean, I think most people would be like, fuck that shit. I'm out of here. I don't give a fuck how you pay for it or...
I don't care what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But she still stayed with him after this. And that's the thing. It's like she says, the year. How long ago did he give her gonorrhea? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, at least 5 months, 6 months. Yeah. I don't know. The timeline gets fuzzy. It's been so long. I don't know if it's a year or 10 years at this rate.
My goodness.
first. You purposely fucked me with an STD as a like a, I feel like a revenge tactic. Like he would do it as like I feel like a manipulation. Like he's gross like that. Like every time I wouldn't come over for like, God forbid I wanted 2 days. And you even seen evidence enough of that in my text messages to him where I would say, look, I'm stressed out. Go look at the ones I just posted. I'm stressed out. I need some extra time. Move your ass. If you're not here now, I fucking swear to God. You've seen it in the messages.
That's how he talks to her in messages. She says,
ass.
I'm stressed out. I'm feeling this way, that way. He's like, move your ass. Like, do what I want you to do. Move your ass. But yet, these are newly released messages. Well, now a week old. And these are private messages. But when her viewers criticize the way he treats her on live stream or otherwise, her go-to is, you don't know what it's like behind the scenes, though. He doesn't treat me like that behind the scenes.
We know now.
And we've been knowing. She keeps releasing all these messages where he mistreats her, obviously.
She needs to stop doing that.
Yeah, she really does. But, we're at cycle number 20, and we'll see. Maybe this will be it.
Yeah.
I wasn't there right on time. Like, he would fucking punish me. He would act okay, but he would do something to punish me. And when I think about it now, I'm like, that's disgusting. I bet you he did that with the gonorrhea, because before we had sex, there's not one except this one time. Always. That's how he initiates doing it. Suck my, you know what? Like, he doesn't know nothing. Just start by sucking him right away.
Romantic. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even say, like, hey, you want to do it or something. It's like, just suck this D.
Yeah. Just get to it.
Basically, but there she was to get to it.
To say, so I thought that was a bit weird. And I was like, he was like, no, just turn around. I just want to have sex with you right away. Instead of asking me for foreplay first. And then he had to try to, like, I don't know, it was like weird. It felt weird. And then after we did it, I turn around, and he's holding it, and it's oozing green shit. And I'm like, you cannot tell me that you didn't see that green shit.
That's fucking nasty.
Right.
That is so disgusting.
That's gross. So, like, it was just
oozing green whatever.
Before or after?
After.
This is after?
But she's trying to say, like, if it's oozing after, it was probably oozing before.
Yeah.
And he knew that and still had sex with her.
But didn't she suck his D?
No, but she didn't. So that's what she's saying, is usually he will be like, when he's trying to initiate sex, he says, suck my D. Mm-hmm. But this day, he didn't say that. And that's what she's saying, is that she thought it was strange, but then didn't think much about it until after they had sex and realized that his penis was oozing green whatever. Mm-hmm. And then she kind of connected the dots and said, well, he must have known that he was infected with something and then still had sex.
Yeah.
4. So now you're going to tell me, like, he's disgusting. Like, when I think about stuff like that, this is what makes me want to lay in bed and cry all day, because it's you feel violated. So little things like that. You
feel so violated, but she went back.
That's the problem.
She went back after this.
It's like everybody understands all this shit. Like, all these things that she's talking about, like, everybody gets it. It's like, what everyone's confused about is, why do you keep going back?
Exactly.
Like, we all agree that he did some shit to her. Like, he was pretty
fucked
messed
up
up.
To her.
Yeah. But it's like, well, why do you keep going back?
Exactly.
Because she likes the attention.
Yeah, she
are
does.
Just driving me crazy, and I just can't. So anyway, he didn't care about my health, my life. That was obvious when he broke my CPAP machine, right? Well, I never used a condom with him, but I will never not use one again.
That's a damn lie.
And she never used the condom with him. She's speaking even after the
after the gonorrhea?
After! Because this happened 5-6 months ago.
So why is she saying that she never would? If she
exactly.
Yes.
This was like 5-6 months ago. So I'm assuming when she says I've never, she means never in the entirety of her knowing him. Which there has been times when she has herself said that she's had sex with him after he gave her gonorrhea. So if she's still claiming that she never used the condom with him, he doesn't care about your health, obviously, but neither do you. Like, you need to take some responsibility also for your own personal health. And yeah, what he did, if he did it on purpose, is fucked up. But if you see that and then you keep going back, like, come on, at that point, something's not right. Exactly. Something's not adding up.
No, I can guarantee you that.
All sassy.
Anyways, sorry. I hope it falls off too. It would fucking deserve it. Oh, this guy sent me a message. Oh, sorry. Goodbye. I don't need you.
Wait, why?
That a guy, because she has her Tinder profile up, so she said a guy sent her a message. She got she got happy for a moment, and then
but
goodbye.
Then why'd she say bye?
I don't
yeah,
need
that's
you.
what I'm saying.
Probably because she was only talking with him for a moment to get something out of it, like either make Nodder jealous or some shit. But isn't that fucked up? Like, even just thinking in that way, like, oh, I'm gonna block you. I'm assuming that's what she did, is block him. It's like, oh, bye, I don't need you anymore. So people are disposable now.
To her. I mean,
to
that's
her.
What it seems like, the way she's blocking people.
Exactly.
You know, they don't have a purpose to serve, so bye. You ain't kissing my ass, bye.
And that's exactly my point. That's some fucked up way of thinking. And she doesn't even, I bet you that she doesn't even see anything wrong with what she said and how she said it.
She probably
like,
knows.
she doesn't realize that it comes out fucked up.
She probably knows. She just doesn't care.
I don't know.
She knows.
Probably.
And the only thing I ever did to him was talk about him online.
I don't know. You talked about him a lot, girl.
But it's all stuff that was true. Right?
Was it though?
True.
Was it though? Because one minute she says something and then she says, no, that's not true. And then later on she's mad again and all of a sudden it is true. So it's like, I don't know. What's true and what's not?
Exactly. And that's where a lot of her viewers are at. What is true and what's not true? Who to believe? They both seem like liars. Mm-hmm. So what's the truth, you know?
She's literally the dog on a leash. Exactly. Of course she's better for him. I remember she was probably even right beside him. Like, look at her. She's right beside when he's like, you're not my type. Like, you are the next supply. You are the next supply Dahmer. The next supply.
And look at how happy she gets over saying that. Yeah. Like, oh, he said she wasn't... So he basically, what she's saying is he disrespected her. Like, straight up by saying, oh, you're not my type on stream or something like that. So in front of a bunch of people, basically, whoever was watching, by saying, you're not my type. And she's happy about that.
Why would she be happy about that?
Exactly. Though? Because she likes to put other women down, especially Dee if she feels that Dee has one over on her. So she's happy. She rejoices over other people getting put down because it means that, or I guess it makes her feel above them, I'm assuming. So why else would you get happiness out of that?
The next supply. That's all you are. Guaranteed she just bought all his food. Exactly. Good luck for you. Yes, that's what I've been trying to do. Focus on myself and just,
Girl, you're focusing on Otter. Be quiet.
But it's hard.
Exactly.
And I have to ignore these assholes. And people in the chat who just want to, like, see me do bad or whatever.
Because they're criticizing her. They want to see her do bad. Reality hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
Was I close to going back to him? No.
Liar.
But
there it is.
But
I don't know. I was weak at some point.
So the answer,
like when I started to worry.
So the
about
answer
him.
is yes.
Or if I didn't see him, because I think I was like addicted to him. Like, I don't think I can't. There's no way I could. I don't know if I could love someone like that. Like, I don't know. He loves being with Judu. She gives him a place to live, and he can still fuck whatever he wants. It's so true. How do you like being a doormat? Like, seriously, like...
Look at how happy she gets
like,
the moment she's about to talk any kind of shit about Dee.
Dang.
But earlier she was talking shit about Nodder, and you could tell, like, she was upset, and she was mad. Dang. But now whenever you talk bad about Dee, she laughs at the comments and goes on to tell her little story. Yeah.
he doesn't even have to hide it with her. He doesn't have to worry about this shit. You're right. He can mistreat her more openly, and she doesn't care.
He mistreated you pretty publicly and openly, and continues to do so till this day. So, what are you talking about?
She already is a victim. As much as I want to throw punch her, I don't want her to get hurt either. No, I don't want anyone to get like really hurt, you know, but people have to learn.
I don't want anyone to get really hurt.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit is
a little
okay.
bit. Yeah.
Just not
a
really
tiny
hurt.
bit.
Yeah.
Their lessons like I did.
People have to learn their
you're
lessons like I
supporting an
did.
abuser.
She hasn't learned her lesson though.
Exactly.
What lesson has she learned?
Well, that's for you to ask her. I think she learned that she needs to be away from Nader, but it took a little bit of time to do that, you know, obviously.
I still don't believe she's learned that yet.
Oh, no. I don't believe it either.
Good for you. Do you want a medal? You're supporting someone who's going to be irrelevant soon, and actually who will probably be in prison because they have several charges against them that are not
Who
mine.
will probably be in prison. So she's implying that she believes that the whatever claims anybody else is making against him in these cases are true, right? But then when they ask her about it when she's with him, oh no, I don't think so, or I think she's a liar, or I think this and the other. But when it suits her narrative, she's happy that he's gonna go to jail, right? But when she's with him, he's not going to jail.
You know what it is?
She crazy? What?
He got a big D.
No, I don't think he... Well, you know what, though?
That's gotta be it. I mean, damn. It's gotta be... Or he's good or something. I mean, shit.
Well, you know what? That's another thing, though. That's another thing that it's like, oh, is it true? Is it not true? She's made claims before that he has the biggest penis that she's ever been with, I think. Or something like that.
See?
But then when she was...
I'm gonna go back to that shit.
But then in her... But if he's that abusive...
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
But also, when she was in her Cuba rage, I think it was her Cuba rage, or one of her many rages, she said in her, like, when she was ranting, oh, and this other person has a bigger penis than you, he has a small penis. So she said he had a small penis. So, what's the truth? Who fucking knows?
I don't know what you're trying to prove. Okay. I don't know whose club you'd rather be in at the end of the day. A whole lot of stress and bullshit, yeah. Karma wins every time. I used to always say, like, I used to have friends who went through abusive, and I used to think, oh my god, you guys are fucking, like... Maybe that's why I wasn't there more for Shannon at the time. Maybe deep down I was like, just leave him. Why are you being so weak? I don't remember thinking that. You know what?
Yes, you do.
Like,
yes,
she had that line straight in her mind.
Yeah,
like, why don't you leave him?
Yeah.
And again, she talks so much about karma. And if she truly believes in karma, again, wouldn't she stop and think, maybe this is my karma? For having judged all these women who were going through it. Not even just, like, women, but, like, her friend. Her close friend who was going through, I guess, a similar situation. And she just minimized the situation and said, why don't you just leave him? Like, but she doesn't remember thinking that, okay?
I mean, a part of me did think that.
But then a part of her did think
It
that.
was a part of her, not all of her. That's why she can't remember. It was only a part of her. That's why.
Yeah, it makes sense. Perfect sense.
That about me. No, he's very secretive. He withholds information from me because it's the only power he has. He gives me the silent treatment because it's the only power he has. The only power he has left is the fact that I reached out to him concerned about him.
Or maybe he doesn't want to talk to you.
She in pain.
Gonna use it against me if he hasn't already. Watch. You're so fucking predictable. Now that I know about you and learn about your kind, I know what to look for, and I'm better equipped. And you better watch the fuck out because I'm not gonna put up with your shit anymore.
That's what you've been saying, girl. Why would you need to put up with anything if you're going no contact and not talking to him ever again and blocked everywhere?
Exactly.
Comb over Queen of Lachine. You wish. It's okay. We all been there as women. It just takes one woman. Yeah. You want, if that's really you, save your $1.99. You're gonna need it for Adonis groceries and cigarettes.
See, look at how happy she is now, talking shit about
Oh, Walmart
Dee Dee.
shoes? Yeah, I watched it. So, yes, you're right, though. Like, he didn't steal them with me, though. He tried to. or he like made a joke about it, or something like that. And then he told me like when he first came here, he stole work boots because he couldn't afford it. We're not broken. You've been broken. Thanks, Chick Sammy. Yeah. Hey, Sherry. Thanks, Jay. So, yes, but that did happen. You're right. I don't have a good memory, obviously, because of the freaking weed. But
Or because you're trying to lie.
I was like, we were shopping at Walmart. I think they're the blue shoes he wears. And he was like, took the tag off. And he was like, I guess he did, if I said he did.
She doesn't even remember.
No, I didn't block so fast.
Her previous lie. She's recounting a story right now that she told many months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess someone caught her in a lie, and now she's trying to explain that lie away to where she's not the liar, right? But Nader can still be the bad guy, but she's not the liar.
And he's like, he kind of laughed, and I'm like, no, don't you dare. Like, you're not stealing when you're with me.
Not with her. Just when you're alone.
I personally think he saw something that he could easily break in you, and that's why he chose you. Well, it should be illegal to do that to people. That's not nice.
Being an asshole is not illegal.
Evil eyes. It's not very nice to do to people.
Her mentality. Because
it's not.
Because he's not being nice to her, he needs to go to jail. Like, what the heck, dude? You're almost 40. That's like some little, like, 9-year-old mentality to be like, I don't like you. You go to jail. That's like the worst place, you know?
Yeah.
Jail.
It's all bad.
Green? And her nasty ass smoking a cigarette like she stinks like Goodwill. Ew, right? They both chain smoke in the fucking apartment all day.
But she smokes in her apartment.
Like,
I don't know, didn't you say she has like a messy ass apartment and she got like a mountain of
boxes?
Mount Box, or what was it?
Box Mountain.
Box Mountain.
Yeah. I think at this point she already cleaned it up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because she was supposedly going to have a man over, which didn't show up. Or she canceled on a bunch of times, according to her.
Well, she cleaned up, so.
She did. Oh, that's where it ended.
Oh.
Well, I think there was like a little clip after, but it was like pretty much the end.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
Anyway, that was kind of an abrupt ending. I didn't mean to confuse you there.
That's okay.
But yeah, so that was the end of this rage video.
That's crazy. She's really good at like making herself the victim and like everything. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a common theme in a lot, if not all, of her videos and streams, especially if she's talking about Nader. But anyway, we will see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.